Welcome back, everyone, to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 2, Episode 9 of War of the Ring board game playthrough, and we are playing with the Lords of Middle-earth expansion. So we had quite an eventful turn number 8. We'll do a quick recap of turn 8, and then jump right into the top of the lineup and pick our new cards and collect our dice and start turn 9. Before we do, a quick shout out to Pontos Fathom Press, Dead Sons 11, Locksmith of Quanta. The channel's not monetized, so if you check out our bookstore, see something you like, you can support independent publishing in this channel. You can also check out the other podcasts that we do on Pontos Fathom Press channel. We've also been uploading the games across social media on lots of other platforms. So if you guys are on Rumble or Odyssey, or even BitChute, check out Pontos Fathom there, and slowly moving the catalog to all those platforms just as a backup. And then, as usual, liking, subscribing, watching the videos helps us with the algorithm, and really appreciate you guys out there. Would like to go live streaming at some point as we grow the community here, so thanks for watching. Hey, before we jump into turn 9, I read from the War of the Ring quote at the opening of the rule book. They've got a quote here from Fellowship of the Ring, and I said I was going to go look it up, and I played through 9 turns. I forgot to do it, so here we are in turn 9. But this is the paragraph where it's in the section of the breaking of the Fellowship, right at the end of Fellowship of the Rings. I kind of like this one. The world seemed to have shrunk and fallen silent. He was sitting upon the seat of seeing on Amon Hen, the hill of the eye of the men of Numenor. Eastward he was looking into wide unknown lands, nameless plains, forests unknown. Northward he looked, the great river lay the ribbon beneath him, and the misty mountains stood small and hard as broken teeth. Westward he looked, and he saw the broad pastures of Rohan, Orthanc, the pinnacle of Isengard, like a black spike. So here he is, like, overviewing this map. I thought that was kind of cool. And then there's this other one. They were saying that darkness there lay under the sun. It had passed into the ruined bridges of Osligarth, the grinding gates of Minas Morgul, the haunted mountains, and looked upon Gorgoroth and the valley of terror in the land of Mordor. Darkness lay there under the sun. Fire glowed amid the smoke. Mount Doom was burning, and a great reek rising. And there at last his gaze was held, wall upon wall, battlement upon battlement, black, immeasurably strong, mountain of iron, gate of steel, tower of adamant. He saw it, Barad-dûr, the fortress of Sauron, and all hope left him. And suddenly he felt the eye. There was an eye in the dark tower that did not sleep, and he knew it had become aware of his gaze. A fierce, eager will was there. It leaped toward him, almost like a finger. He felt it, searching for him. He heard himself crying out, "Never, never. I will come to you. Take it off, fool, take off the ring." The black shadow seemed to pass like an arm above him. It missed Amon Hen and groped out in the west, and then all the sky was clean and blue, and the birds sang in every tree. And Frodo rose to his feet. Wow. That stuff is good. Okay, let's jump into turn 9. So we'll start out, we'll get our dice collected here and draw our cards. As usual, guys, this is only my second game playthrough, so I'm sure you're going to be screaming at the screen if I do a misstep. But appreciate everyone watching, and feel free to leave your comments below in the comment section. I will be reading them and learning from them. So we got a full roster of dice here. It's pretty intense. I believe just one of those is out. So we're just going to put the one eye in the hunt for the ring, and we will grab the next cards. So what we have here is The Ring is Mine, Corsairs of Umber, House of the Stewards, and Fear, Fire, and Foes. Okay, so we've got, and I think we're still okay with the count of the cards. Okay, so I have to discard one dark shadow card. I will discard that. And let's jump into the turn. So we will, let's get our dice ready to roll. Everyone is active right now. The fellowship will not reveal itself. And we've allocated that die for the hunt. So we'll put another eye in the hunt box. And then we'll check out our options here. So let's start off right off the bat with a fellowship will move. So we'll advance the fellowship again. We'll place this dice over here. And we get to roll the 2. Oh, and we get the eye is revealed. So we'll get to our bag. So we'll move this up 1 and we reveal it. And we get an eye. Now I don't know what that means. So I'm gonna need to, I think that means the eye is revealed. Interesting that we just read that passage, but let's see what happens here. So when the eye is revealed in the hunt, so the hunt tiles the eye icon representing a variable numerical value. See determining hunt damage. Okay, if the shadow player rolls less than 1 success on his hunt roll, the hunt is successful and they draw 1 tile from the hunt pool. If the tile shows an eye, the hunt damage is equal to the number of successes rolled on the hunt roll. Okay, so we have 1 success. So we also add a corruption, 1 corruption for that. Okay, so we take a corruption. Okay, so if it's 1 or more, we can reduce the corruption by taking a casualty. We won't do that. So we've got our first corruption. And so now it goes back to the shadow player's turn. Let's get our player sheet out. And the shadow player can so I think the shadow player is going to use a army move. And we'll move this army into the Osligarth. So this army has moved into the Osligarth. And we're 1 step closer to war here. I think given that Aragorn has entered into that space, so I believe that we can use that to muster. We can take one of our musters and we can use that for making Gondor active and at war now. So Gondor moves down to at war. So the only ones not at war now is the North and the dwarves. They've mostly been out of this, but let's try to get them activated as well. Okay, so back to the free people's turn. And we'll have we can play an event card, so let's check out our event cards. Let's just add to Rohan. we get a card here that says the red arrow. So if Gondor is active, which they are, we can add one Rohan unit, regular or elite. We can add a Rohan unit and a Rohan leader in Edoras and in both of them in Edoras. So we've got a leader and an elite in Edoras. Okay, so we also have to put where our, actually I've got to do one piece of house cleaning here. So that is fine, but we have to show where the fellowship is revealed, right? So we move that back to 0. It was on 4. And so they're going to be here, right? So that's where they're revealed to be. And let's go back to the shadow player. So if they're revealed, so let's see, heal. Yeah, that's fine. So I think we'll have to also play a card to hide the fellowship again, which will be our. We can hide the fellowship again with our. So fellowship can be hidden again, and we'll hide them with this. Okay, and then so then I think we can go back to the shadow player, and they will also move another army with an army die. And we'll move out of a minus Morgul and move into Ilithium here. So let's just move these here just to kind of, I'm going to need to use the box over there, I think, at some point, because we're quite packed here. No worries. Okay, so Gondor is inside here. These two orcs are here. So, okay, great. So now let's go back to the... So I believe now that Gondor is at war, let's have them attack. So Gondor is going to use an army die to attack the forces of the shadow. They will place some cards here. So first of all, we've got Aragorn is in battle. Add 1 to the combat strength of the Free People army. You can still roll a maximum of 5 combat dice. So in this case, we're going to roll 5 and 5 because of the size of the armies. And we're going to put down adding more to our attack. And before re-rolling the dice, you'll either forfeit leader one companion participant in the battle to automatically change 1 missed die to a roll now. Rolls 1 die less in his combat roll for each companion in the battle. So the shadow player gets to remove 1 die because a brave stand is in play. But we add +2 to all the dice, all the rolls. So we've got... let's just make this... This is the shadow dice for this time because I took 1 die out for shadow. So 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 3, and 1. So these are 3 hits still. 4 becomes a hit. And these just become 4s. So it's 2 for the shadow. So we'll remove 2 Gondor regulars. Oh, then we get reroll. Hold on a second. We also get reroll. So let's just reroll these. And then we get, again, 2 is 5. So we get 3 hits. So I take out 3 regulars. And then 5 orcs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes it more manageable. Let's just see any special contributions to Gothmog. So I can also use Gothmog to, let's continue the battle. So we'll go one more round here, and this time I'll flip the dice. So this will be the shadow dice, 4. And we just continue, and the free people's dice is 5. We continue to add +2. So shadow gets 4 hits. Free people's get 5 hits. So 4 hits, 1, 2, 3, 4. Our forces of Gondor are rapidly depleting here. And shadow player loses 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's just get rid of this elite instead. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Or we can just we downgrade him. Or we'll just leave the elite. Okay, so we'll call off at that point. I think this is a point to call off. This guy's gonna retreat back with a muster movement. And free people will draw another card. Free people get to draw another card. The Wisdom of Elrond. Activate 1 free nation people of your choice. We'll activate the dwarves and move them down 1 on the political track. We can play this card next turn. So I'll just take out the die for it now, and that'll be the next turn for the free people. So we'll play that, just a reminder. We'll go also and look at the card for. So let's do a muster for this army with the Gothmog. We can add back 3 orcs to this army, right? The muster, and then we'll do our Wisdom of Elrond card. We've moved the dwarves are now active, so we can discard this card, and then we will use another army move to move this army into the Osligarth here. So our forces of, we'll use an army muster move to move 1, 2 into here, and then we'll go back to shadow player. They'll move this army 1 area closer as well. And that's with an army move. Back to forces of free peoples, moving all this into Minas Tirith. So all of this has moved into Minas Tirith. And shadow player gets to play The Ring is Mine. 1 for the dark. The Ring is Mine special hunt tile is now in play. We'll add that hunt tile to near the Mount Doom, if the Fellowship is going to go there, if they ever make it there. So this tile is in play. This card can be discarded, and now we have that tile to be added at some point. Okay, so that's their playing their card. We'll go back to the shadow player, the Free People's player. They are able to, let's have them draw another event card. Oh, let's have them do this. The Elven Rope Special Hunt card is in play. Add the tile of the hunt pool in the Mordor track. So they'll add that tile to the hunt pool as well. So we've got an offsetting card. And that's going to do it for the free folks. The let's have the mustering bring out our the Witch King, King of the Ring Wraiths. I know we've got the Witch King out already, right? Don't we? No, we don't. It says, if the fellowship is in an unconquered free people's stronghold, you may use a muster action dice to play the chief of the Ring Wraiths in the region containing the fellowship. Or replace the black captain in his current reign, the Witch King, the black captain in his current region. So the Witch King, I believe it's this figure. I think this is a new figure, right? So the Witch King figure is this figure. And we can move him to here, right? Right, and we can put the Witch King there. And it says, if the chief of the Ring Wraiths is in the region with the fellowship, when you play an event card for the character deck, you may immediately draw another event card from the same deck. If the fellowship is declared in a region which is not unconquered free people's chief of the ring bearers. Okay, so we've got that card in play. And that's going to do it for turn 9. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in turn 10. Links ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.